Hi there, this is Ranjit and welcome to 123rd live tech Q&A session where you can ask me some tech related questions and hopefully I'll be able to answer them. And to post your questions, you have to actually post them via Twitter. This is my Twitter page, and if you're not subscribed to Twitter, just subscribe to Twitter. And one second, guys. And you can ask your questions using the hashtag that is known as askgeekyranjit. And let me take up the questions now. Already I got quite a few questions, so let's take them up. And we got this question from Advait P, and he is actually asking us. He says he's not a heavy user. He says, is it a good idea to buy this Redmi Note 3 that is the 2 GB RAM variant? I feel yes, it's a good buy. I also have a, what do you say, one second guys, give me a second, let me just set this up. And as you should see my review actually, as I've already mentioned, what do you say, even the 2 GB RAM model of this Redmi Note 3 is actually really good. I used it with my primary son for about 5 odd days and it worked fine, I would say. So yes, it's a decent device, and even for normal usage it was fine, I would say. So you can go with it, but if you're sort of a very heavy user, do very heavy multitasking and stuff, then yeah, the 3 GB RAM model would be better. But still, this one also works really well. I'll just mute it. One second. So overall it's working nice, this Redmi Note 3. Let's move to the next question, and let me just highlight that question. And this is by Kenneth, one second, and Reid, and he is asking us, he says he's upgraded to the HTC One M8 sorry, I think so. He was using the HTC One M8 and now he has upgraded to the Galaxy S7. He says S7 speakers are not as good as the M8, but the S7 has a better camera. Would you buy the S7 from the M8? Yes. In terms of speakers, I would say yes, the HTC, what do you say, One M8 will definitely have better speakers, but I feel, what do you say, one second, let me just adjust this template. Yeah, but I feel, what do you say, yeah, the S7 speakers won't be as good as, what do you say, the HTC One M8 or the M9 even, because it's just having a single speaker. And I would say because this S7 is now having that waterproofing IP68 certification, they have added a layer to the speaker. Hence the speaker is not as loud as even compared to the regular Galaxy S6. So yes, if you're coming from the HTC One M8, you won't find the speakers on the Galaxy S7 or the S7 Edge that compelling, but it's not bad, I would say. Yes, it's a little bit tinny compared to the One M8 or M9, but it's decent, I would say. It's not really bad in my opinion. Yes, I would, and personally, yes, if I had to upgrade from the One M8 to the Galaxy S7 or the S7 Edge, I would upgrade, because overall I feel it's a faster device and the camera is way better. And also in terms of battery life, I feel the battery life is also much better. So let's move to the next question. Vineet is asking me about Ultrabooks. Sorry, I don't review Ultrabooks, so can't comment. And Amy Gupta is asking which processor is better for productivity, Intel Core i5 with 4 cores or AMD FX 8320 with 8 cores. I haven't actually used any AMD processors of last 4-5 years, so I don't know the specific processor that you are talking, but mostly for heavy tasks, for video editing and stuff, most of the, what do you say, developers and even video editors prefer Intel processors over AMD, because AMD generally tends to heat up quite a bit. But again, I haven't personally used that FX 8320 to comment on it. Let's move. Some of you are asking me about this AID A64 app, and yes, I know that app does not work with every device. So yes, with some devices it won't show all the sensors. That's how it is. These apps work great with some devices and it does not work with some other devices. So that's what it is. And this is by Vignesh. This is an interesting question, and let me actually show you. Let me swap this so that you guys can actually see the question better. And Vignesh is talking about, he says, will there be any difference in the camera quality of the Samsung Galaxy S7 because it's having different camera sensors? Yes, the Galaxy S7 actually has two different sensors. One is the Sony sensor and the other is the Samsung sensor. And in fact, just last week, irony is that both the S7 Edge and the S7 that I have both have the Sony sensor, so I can't test which one is better. But from other reviewers, I've heard that the Sony is slightly sharper compared to the Samsung ISO cell sensor. But in some of the other aspects, the dynamic range, they said that the Samsung ISO cell might do a little bit better. So they're very close to each other. So again, yes, the sensors are a little bit different, and you can watch that video that I posted to figure out which sensor you are having. Let's move to the next question. And guys, is the audio and the video quality a lot better in this live Q&A feed? Do let me know in the comment section. And next, this is by Austin Hall. He's asking, he says, is it a good idea to buy the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge? But if you already have the Note 5, S7 Edge is worth to upgrade over the Note 5. Austin, I would ask this question to you. Are you not satisfied with your Note 5? Because I feel Note devices are actually very different devices. They have that S Pen functionality, I would say. That's the thing that differentiates the Note lineup with any other smartphone out there. So the question would be, are you not happy with the Note 5? Do you think the battery life is not great for you? And yes, I know the Note 5's camera, especially in artificial light, is not that stellar. So if you think your camera is your highest priority, and battery life also, I feel especially the S7 Edge is having better battery life even than the Note 5. So if those two are your criteria, then you can upgrade. But obviously the Note 6 will come, and it'll have a better camera. And again, the battery life also, I think Samsung is now getting really serious about battery life, because even the Galaxy A series, that is the Galaxy A7 that I tested, has a fabulous battery. And even the battery life that I'm getting on this, S7 Edge is actually really good. So it depends upon you. If you feel you're not happy with the camera performance and battery life of the Note 5, yes, the S7 has a much better camera, and even the battery life is better than the Note 5. Let's move to the next question. Derek is asking about wireless keyboard and combo. I have a Logitech keyboard with a trackpad built in that I use sometimes. It works. I just don't recall the model because I got it about 2 years ago. Just search on my channel, it should be listed. Amy Gupta is asking us, do you think USB-C type is going to be successful, and will we see it in a lot more devices in the future? Yes, USB-C is the future. In the next upcoming devices, I would say after 6 odd months, from almost all the mid-range to upper end phones will have USB-C type ports. In fact, Samsung Galaxy S7 is the only high-end smartphone that does not have the USB-C type. And I think so Samsung did that because of the Gear VR. The Gear VR actually uses the old micro USB port. So that is the only reason I feel it does not have the USB-C port. But I feel the upcoming flagships from Samsung, that's the Note 6 and other devices, will definitely have USB-C type. That's the future. Let's move. Akshay is asking about PS3 versus Xbox 360. Both of them are actually old consoles, but yeah, now you can get it for a good price. I actually had both the PS3 and the Xbox 360. I would say it depends. If you're on a very tight budget, the PS3 has an advantage that you don't have to pay extra fee for playing online multiplayer games. Whereas on the Xbox 360, you have to shell out extra for that Xbox Live. So decide on that. But personally, between both the devices, PS3 and the Xbox 360, I prefer the Xbox 360 because of the controller. The PS3's controller was not that great in my frank opinion. Let's move to the next question. This is by Pranav Patel. He's asking iPhone 6 30,000 or SC, that is the new iPhone that was launched yesterday, is at 39,000, or the Xiaomi Redmi Note 3. What's the future? You have answered your own question, Pranav. If you're looking for real value, I would definitely say the Xiaomi Redmi Note 3 offers incredible value for the price 12,000. But again, Apple people who buy Apple are generally not that cost conscious, and I certainly feel that the iPhone SE for 39,000 is really overpriced in India, considering the fact that in US it's $399. And I think so for the iPhone SE, there'll be a lot of black marketing, because in the black market, I think so it will be available for 28, 29,000. So let's move to the next question. This is by Naveen Teggi. He says, please suggest me a good mobile phone under rupees 15,000 except the Redmi Note 3 and the LE1S. My requirements are heavy gaming, display, battery life. I would suggest the the Samsung Galaxy J7. That did good in gaming. It had great battery life, and even the screen quality is good. You can also consider the Moto G Turbo. It did great in gaming, battery life is good, but I don't like the screen quality of the Moto G Turbo. So I would give the vote to the Galaxy J7. Let's move. Oh god, I have to refresh. This is going to take some time, guys, so it always this goes crazy. So let me just scroll stuff, and again let me know if the audio quality and the video quality in today's live feed is much better. Let's move. Oh god, I have to scroll. It just scrolls like crazy. And I'd even tried Tweetbot also, with so many tweets, if you get it goes crazy. Some of you were recommending it, just can't handle it. Let's move. Okay. This is by Anil K. Sabu. He's saying, I see the iPhone 5s price has got reduced considerably recently. Is it a good buy? iPhone 5s is now almost, it'll be a 3-year-old model. Yes, now the price has fallen considerably, but Apple is going to phase that out very soon. So it's only the leftover stock that we have. In the US, they have also just stopped selling the iPhone 5s. So if you really, really want an iPhone, I would say that brand conscious you are very much, you can go with the iPhone 5s, but it's sort of outdated and it's at the end of its life. This is by Saurav Chakrabarti. He is asking, is there any noticeable difference between 1080p and 2K on a 5 to 6 inch screen? On a 5 inch screen, I don't see that much of a difference, but if you go over 5.5 inch screen, I certainly feel that the Quad HD is the way to go. I can notice that extra sharpness in text with Quad HD screens over 5.4 inch or so, I would say. This is by Suraj. He's asking, can you please suggest me a phone with good camera and battery, more than 3500 mAh within 20,000 price band? So you want a good powerful phone with good battery life. At 20,000, my first vote would go for the Lenovo Vibe X3. It's a very good phone with great battery life. Let's move. Again, I'm not going to take questions from users who have already answered, because I want to try to answer everyone. So if you're posting multiple questions, I'll just take one of them. Again, I'm getting this question a lot regarding the Lenovo Vibe X3. Why is it getting out of stock? And in fact, I got an answer from Lenovo officials. They never expected that the Lenovo Vibe X3 will have so much huge demand. They thought that the Lenovo K4 Note will have a huge demand. So they simply didn't manufacture that many of the Lenovo Vibe X3. Hence, only limited stocks are coming and they're going out of stock. I don't know when will the production issues will be solved and we'll get ready stocks. Sachin Goyal is asking, he says he got an update on his Samsung Galaxy S6 and he says that's the Android Marshmallow update. What's your advice? Should I update? Definitely upgrade it because from what I've heard, it has made it a little bit better, I would say. You don't see huge RAM management issues, but again, it is not even a downgrade, I would say. So yes, definitely upgrade to Marshmallow on the Galaxy S6. Dinesh Reddy is asking, what do you think about the iPhone SE pricing? Is it worth to buy? Again, the iPhone SE in India, I feel is simply overpriced in my frank opinion, I would say, because it's priced at what? It's priced at 39,000 and it's just too much. Why won't you just go with the, what do you say, regular iPhone 6s? Because I think so the iPhone 6s is now available for what, 43,000. So just invest 2-3,000 more and go for the iPhone 6s because the iPhone SE does not have that force touch technology and stuff. I would say iPhone SE is just overpriced in India at 39,000. If you're getting it in US and you really like those small screen size phones, then you can consider it. For me, iPhone SE is the iPhone 5s with the latest specs. That's what it is. Let's move to the next question. Again, some of Karthik is also asking about the iPhone SE. It's basically, what do you say, iPhone 6s internals, except the Force Touch and the iPhone 5s body, I would say. That's what iPhone SE is, but again, it's overpriced. This is by Sachin Goel. He is asking, he says, should I buy the Redmi Note 3 or wait for the Mi5? Budget is not an issue. I would say if your budget is not an issue, wait for the Mi5. It's going to be launching next month sometime. We don't know the date. Xiaomi hasn't announced till now, but we know it's launching. I in fact did order it from China, from Banggood, one of the websites. So hopefully I should be able to get it. Fingers crossed this week or hopefully by next week. Then only I can comment. But generally, go with the Mi5 if you have the budget. That's my frank opinion. This is by, this is an interesting question. This is by, what is this? Kailas Moin. Sorry, I got your name wrong. Oops, the tweet says it's, I don't know, Twitter. Anyways, he's asking which display is better, the Note 5 or the Nexus 6P, I think so. I feel in terms of color clarity, if you keep both the displays side by side, a person might pick the Note 5's display because it's much better. But again, if you just look at the Nexus 6P display on its own, it's not a bad display. That's what I would say. But side by side, if you compare, yes, the Note 5 screen quality is better. I don't get it. Many people are asking, should we buy iPhone 5 SE? My question is why? At 39,000, why? Are you guys nuts? That's my frank opinion. Go with iPhones. If you really like the iPhone, go with the iPhone 6s. Add 2-3,000 more and get the iPhone 6s than the iPhone SE, guys. Simple fact. Let's move to the next one. Archana is asking, please suggest me a budget Bluetooth speaker under rupees 3,000. Just today I have ordered the Mi Bluetooth speakers. Those were for 2,000 rupees. I ordered it today. So definitely I'll try to review them. I like the Logitech X50 as of now. Again, those are budget oriented. I think so. It's now price has fallen down to around 1,500, 1,600 rupees. Very compact one. I like the Logitech X50. Again, you can check out my YouTube channel for the review. Pratyush Sharma is asking, is there any screen protection on the Redmi Note 3? There is some sort of screen protection on the Redmi Note 3, but Xiaomi hasn't come out clear which one is it exactly. As far as I know, they are using multiple vendors. So yes, there is screen protection. If you see my review, I did try to scratch it with a coin and it didn't get any scratches. In fact, this is the unit and it's completely scratch free, as you can see. Let's move. This is by Austin S. Hall. Oh God, okay, Twitter keeps, it says like tweets get missing. For example, when I try to click this, see, I don't know. Anyways, this is by Austin. He says, which phone is your favorite? Galaxy S7 Edge, Note 5, Nexus 6P, and why? It's a tough question. I would say I really like, I'm liking the S7 Edge, and I also like the Nexus 6P. I love the Nexus 6P for the simple reason that I get the latest Android updates. It's stock Android experience. But I also am liking the S7 Edge. And if I had the option to just pick one of the device, and budget is not an issue, I will go with the S7 Edge for the simple fact that the camera is much better on this one. And also I feel the battery life, what I am getting with my regular usage, is better than what I was getting with the Nexus 6P. But certainly both of them are very good phones in my opinion. Let's move. I won't take iPhone SE pricing questions. Again, guys, it's like overpriced in India. That's what I have to say. In fact, it's a funny incident. Yesterday, after the live event, I think so it finished at 11 o'clock or something, Apple India PR sent the PR release for the iPhone SE. And at night, they said the pricing was 30,000. But morning, we got a new, PR release. And in that, they revised the price to 39,000. So it's just the fact that Apple India knows that people will buy the iPhone in India even if it's higher price. So silly pricing, I would say. Shiva is asking, what is the best software to record videos and tutorials, both audio and video, in Windows and Mac? I don't use a Windows computer for all this video work. In fact, I don't use my Windows computer for any video work. On the Mac, you can look at ScreenFlow. It's not a free software, but it's pretty affordable, I would say. It's just $100. On Windows, I've heard you have Camtasia, but it's actually pretty expensive. I think so that's $300. So I use ScreenFlow on the Mac. This is by Dinul Aisham. He is asking, he says he has bought the Moto X style from Flipkart 2 weeks ago, but he says he's facing overheating issues with minimal usage. It's touching about 45 degrees centigrade. Yes, after the Android Marshmallow update, I noticed that the Moto X style, yes, back tends to heat up quite a bit when I was testing it after Marshmallow update, but I no longer have it to test how is the performance now. This is by Baltej. He's asking, S7 random reboot issues, is it true? No, I have been using this S7 Edge now for I think more than a week with my primary SIM. Never had a random reboot. Let's move. This is by Jarsh. Sorry, I got your name wrong. He's saying my Mi 4 charger is not working properly. So which fast charger should I buy? Oki or Anker for Moto Turbo Charger? I think so. I'm using Oki's fast chargers and they've been working great for me. So I would say go with that. I'm not going to take more questions on the iPhone SE. I've already taken a lot of questions. Overpriced in India. End of the story. When will you review the Mi 5? When I get it. Some of you guys are asking about LETV, LE2. I don't like to comment on rumors. Let it launch at what price? Let's see. This is by Faizan Sheikh. He's asking, should I go with the Redmi Note 3, he says, or the Motorola Moto G or something else? Or should I wait for the Moto G4? We don't know when the Moto G4 will come. I would say go with the Redmi Note 3 as of now because guys, you don't understand. I test a lot of phones. And this Redmi Note 3 has that Snapdragon 650 SoC, and it is way more powerful than the Snapdragon 410 and even the Snapdragon 615 and the 616. So the performance of the Redmi Note 3 was blazing due to the Snapdragon 650 SoC, and also it's very efficient in terms of battery life. So my pick would be the Redmi Note 3. And just see the fingerprint scanner, it's amazing. It's like a high-end device. In fact, I would say it is, sometimes I feel this fingerprint scanner is faster than the Galaxy S7's fingerprint scanner. Pratyush Sharma is asking, is it worth to upgrade from the iPhone 5s to the iPhone SE? I would say if you really want that small 4-inch screen, upgrade. Else, just go with the iPhone 6s. Why do you want to go with the SE? Again, some of you are asking about the budget range, great phones with camera performance. Sadly, the thing is that for great camera performance, still you have to spend a lot. I would say the only camera phone that I like in the that's not too hyper expensive is the Nexus 5X. Tam Tech Guy is asking, should I buy the OnePlus 2 now or any other recommendations? I would not recommend the OnePlus 2 as of now. Instead of that, I would say go with the Vibe X3, or if you can wait, I'm sure within the next 3 months we'll see the OnePlus 3. Because OnePlus 2 technically, guys, is sort of a flop. Samsung Galaxy S7, is it a perfect device? There is nothing like a perfect device. I hate the fact that it has glass on both the sides. It's one of the most slippery phones that I've used. Just see this, guys. I never use a case, but I'm using a case with the Galaxy S7. That shows how slippery this phone is. So there's nothing like a perfect case, a perfect device. But yes, overall the performance of the S7 is nice. And generally the battery life on Samsung flagship devices used to be crappy, but that's not the case with the S7 Edge. And really the camera is a highlighting point in my opinion. Let's move. This is by Chaitanya. He's asking, what is your daily driver? As of now, it's the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge, and I'm using this with my primary SIM. Some of you are asking me about power banks. Sorry guys, I just haven't reviewed any power banks in the recent more than 6 odd months or something like that. One second. Okay, this is by Harry. He's asking us. He says, I'm looking to buy the Nexus 6P, LG G4 or any Moto flagship. Please suggest me one. Priority, overall performance. Harry, just go with the Nexus 6P. That's my frank opinion. You'll be really happy with the Nexus 6P. Keshav is asking, do you think the availability of the Redmi Note 3 32GB variant is a big problem? There is no 32GB variant. Yes, I even tweeted about this and asked Xiaomi also. They never replied because we ran a poll, if you follow me on Twitter, about last week when they had a sale, and most of you guys actually voted that you are looking for the 32GB variant. But looks like Xiaomi thought like the 2GB variant might be more popular. Anyways, whatever, only Xiaomi knows when the stock for the 32GB variant will come. Karan Modi is asking thoughts about Redmi Nextbit Robin. It's an interesting concept. It's just cloud storage, I would say, but I'm not sure if it's going to launch in India. So unless it launches in India, I don't know if I'll review it or not. Shekhar Reddy is asking, which is having a better camera, Galaxy S7, the iPhone 6s Plus? Definitely the Galaxy S7 is having a far better camera. Let's move. This is by Priyam Chatterjee asking, which is better, phone Asus Zenfone 2 Laser or the Zenfone Max? Camera and performance is my priority. Priyam, get one thing out of your way. All Zen phones, if camera is your highest priority, camera is really average on all the Zen phones. Even the Zenfone Zoom that I have, which is the only highlighting thing about this is the camera. This one also, the camera is not among the best. So camera is sort of average, I would say, between the Zenfone 2 Laser and the Zenfone Max. The only biggest difference is, I would say, the battery life. But I feel if camera is important, go with the Zenfone 2 Laser, because the battery life on the Zenfone 2 Laser was also actually pretty decent. It could easily last for a full working day. So my pick would be the Zenfone 2 Laser. This is by Chakri. He says he's planning to buy a mid-range budget phone which is superior in performance, Xiaomi Redmi Note 3 or the Honor 5X. I've tested both the devices and clearly the Redmi Note 3 is a superior device compared to the Honor 5X. Supreet Sharma is asking about Moto E4G. I won't recommend the Moto E4G. It's sort of outdated now, I would say, pretty slow. I've heard rumors that the Redmi 3, not the Note, Redmi 3 might come to India. If it comes, that'll have, I think so, it has the Snapdragon 616. It'll be pretty interesting. So I won't recommend the Moto E4G as of now, I would say. I'm actually planning to review the Lenovo K5 Plus, which has the Snapdragon 616 and it's available for 8,500, which I feel, technically speaking, will be a much better device than the Moto E4G. So just stay tuned. Hopefully I should get it by the end of this week or early next week. HR is asking, will I do a review for the Lenovo Vibe S1? No, I am not planning to do any review. Simply speaking, not a great handset in anything, I would say. It excels in nothing. So not that great in my opinion. Okay, see, this is how people troll. I won't reply, but yeah, keep on trolling. Let's move. Again, I'm getting this question. I'll take this. It says Twitter's not there. I don't know Twitter, man. Crazy. Anuj B is asking, do you prefer end user experience or a brand with high-end specs? I care about the end user experience. That's the only reason I would say I'm praising this Redmi Note 3, because for the price, it's performing brilliantly, I would say. I don't care about the brand, okay? If a phone performs great for a price, that's a winner for me. This is by Gaurav. He's asking, why don't you review phones like Oppo, Lava, Vivo? Simple fact, supply and demand. I hardly get any inquiries for that, and I work alone, so I have limited time. So I just can't spend time on products that not even about 1 or 2% of the audience is asking. Simple fact like that. Oh, Naveen says the audio quality and the video quality is better in this Q&A session. Thank you, guys. Finally. Gaurav Joshi is asking, should I buy the Nexus 6P or should I wait for the next Nexus? The next Nexus is going to take a lot of time, I would say. So if you can wait for about roughly 6 odd months, then only we might see the next Nexus. So, but if you need the phone right now, Nexus 6P is an excellent phone in my opinion. Santosh is asking, what is the normal temperature for the Note 4 for normal usage? Mine is heating up to 38 degrees Celsius. Santosh, Samsung Galaxy Note 4 runs on the Snapdragon 805 chipset, which actually heats up quite a bit. So 38 degrees is sort of nothing for the Note 4. Trust me, my wife uses the Note 4. It goes way higher than 38 degrees Celsius. So again, it's the Snapdragon 805, which does tend to heat up quite a bit. This is by Akhil. He is asking, he says he has saved around 25,000 rupees. He says he's confused whether to wait for Mi 5 or bring S6 or Note 5 or G4 from Singapore. I would say the Note 5, if you're getting for that price and you really like that S Pen features, you can look at the Note 5 if you're getting for 25,000. I feel that's a good bet. Again, we don't know the pricing of the Mi 5 here in India. That we'll know only next month. But yeah, I think so. At least the base variant should be priced below 25,000. This is by Ansh Arora. He says, saying, I have the S7 Edge and I'm not getting a SOT of more than 5 hours on with Samsung. Sensors and pictures are also not coming good. If I am getting average screen on time between, I would say at least about 4.5, minimum I got 4.5. Normally I'm getting over 5 hours, between 5 to 6 hours on the S7 Edge. And the pictures are really good. If you think your pictures are not coming good, get it definitely checked. Might be a problem with the sensor. Let me just refresh, guys, again the questions. Again, give me a second. Oops. Some of you are Gokul Prashant is asking what would be my choice between the Vibe X and the Mi 5. I simply cannot comment about the Mi 5 without testing it, guys. Trust me, guys, just having the specs is one thing, but the end user experience that you have with the phone, that you can only say after using the phones. That is the reason I don't produce my reviews in 1 or 2 days like many other people do. I take my time to test the products, because unless you use the product for a couple of days to weeks, you just can't understand a product. So I don't want to comment about the Mi 5 as of now without testing it. Nafi is asking, will I review the Lumia 650? Sorry, no plans. Omar Kulkarni is asking, suggest me a good phone under rupees 30,000. Oh my god, this is tough, because I would say add a 2,000 rupees more and get the Galaxy S6, but the Galaxy S6 battery life is bad, so you have to carry a power bank. Same case with the LG G4. Under 30,000, you can have a look at the Moto X Style. I feel Moto X Style is a sort of a decent phone. Also, I really like the Vibe X3. It's just for 20,000. If camera is not your highest priority, I would say go with the Vibe X3, because it even has the fingerprint scanner that the Moto X simply lacks. Give me a second, guys. What the hell is happening? I have to figure this out. Okay. Okay. Oops, I have to close this. One second. Again, some of you are asking about Moto X Style. Yes, it's a good phone. Still, it's a nice phone, I would say. Again, about iPhone SE. I'm not going to, I have no plans. Again, it's overpriced in India, guys. 39,000 for iPhone 5 SE. If it was priced at 30,000, I would say you could have a look. But at 39,000, I frankly feel it's sort of overpriced. Harish is asking, which is more powerful, Snapdragon 801 or the Snapdragon 650? I no longer have any device with the Snapdragon 801, so I couldn't test. But just purely looking at the benchmarks, I feel the Snapdragon 650 might be better. Also, in terms of heat, I feel the Snapdragon 650 heats way less compared to the Snapdragon 801. And even in terms of battery life, I feel the Snapdragon 650 is more optimized. So I would give the edge to the Snapdragon 650. This is by Sandeep Chatterjee. He's asking an interesting question. He says, which phone is better, the Moto X Play or the Asus Zenfone 2 4GB variant? This is the Asus Zenfone Zoom. If you just take out the zoom part, I would say the camera part, it's exactly the Zenfone 2 4GB RAM model. And I would say between the Moto X Play, I would give the vote to the Zenfone 2 4GB RAM model. But I feel in the camera department, the Moto X Play might do a little bit better. But overall performance, definitely the Zenfone 2 does better. Apart from the battery life, yeah, I would say the Moto X Play will get slightly better battery life. But in performance, the Zenfone 2. Let's move. Again, I'm getting a lot of questions regarding iPhone 5s. Is it a? This is by Pranav Goel. He's asking, is it worth to buy the iPhone 5s now? Again, Pranav, realize it's almost 3-year-old product. It's end of the life. In fact, Apple has stopped it in US. So whatever stocks what we have for the iPhone 5s right now is the leftover stock. And I'm pretty sure in India also in the next couple of months, 2-3 months, that stock will be exhausted. So if you just really want the iPhone, you can go with the iPhone 5s, but it's sort of end of this life. And with the next iOS update, I don't think so it will perform that well. Let's move. Oh, this is a question by Ram Kumar. He says, why Chinese phones are cheaper than similarly spec phones like from other brands like LG, Samsung, Sony, etc. I would say lots of things. These Star 1 brands like Samsung, LG, Sony, etc. They want at least around 150 to 200% profit margins. Whereas these Chinese brands are selling very close to the manufacturing cost. So their profit margins are way lesser. Also, that's why they are a lot cheaper. But again, you can't expect the kind of after-sales service that these Tar 1 brands have. But yes, again, with the Chinese brands, you can get if you're just looking for the specs, you can get the device for 1/3 the price. Simple fact that their profit margins are way lesser compared to these bigger brands. Let's move. And guys, I will be ending this session because it's over 40 minutes. But again, this is an interesting question. This is by Vineet. He's asking, is the OIS in Mi5 fake? Why do you say that? Again, I didn't get the Mi5. Definitely when I get the Mi5, I will test it out, I would say. So guys, it's been over 40 minutes. So I will be ending this live tech Q&A session. So again, we'll be doing this live Q&A session next week. So join me. And again, if you're not subscribed to my YouTube, post a lot of videos over there. So again, thanks for joining this live tech Q&A session, and I hope to see you again next week. And remember, we do this live tech Q&A sessions every Tuesdays at 7 p.m. So thank you guys, and I hope to see you again next week.